Story 1. The Impossible Made Possible. Captain's Log. It has been 10 solar cycles since our first contact with the humans of Earth. When we arrived in our massive interstellar vessels, they were a simple, barely united people just beginning to reach for the stars. But now, only a decade later, they have accomplished feats that we thought impossible. On our approach, sensors detected an enormous structure in high orbit above their homeworld. At first, we thought it a new class of vessel, larger than any we had seen from them before. But as we closed the distance, it became clear this was no simple ship. It was a grand space station, glittering against the black, its arms reaching out as if to embrace the very planet it circled. We hailed the humans and requested permission to visit this new marvel. Within cycles, our shuttlecraft had docked and we stepped through the airlock into a vast open chamber. All around us, humans went about their business, some in gravity suits performing maintenance in micro-G, others in business attire clearly engaged in governance or trade. It seemed like a small cosmopolitan city floating in the void. Our guide, the station's director, met us proudly. "Welcome to Armstrong Orbital," she said with a smile. "We like to think of it as humanity's stepping stone to the stars. Already we have outposts on the Moon and Mars, and are planning our first manned missions to the outer planets." I could hardly believe what I was hearing. In just one decade, they had accomplished feats that we still deemed centuries away. How was this possible? That evening, we shared a meal in one of the grand geostationary windows, looking out on the blue-white beauty of Earth turning slowly below. I turned to our guide. "Director, no offense intended, but how have your people achieved so much in so little time? When first we met, your civilization was still in its infancy, yet now you rival even us." She chuckled. "It is true. By most standards, we were still finding our way 10 solar cycles ago. But we humans have always had a drive, a restless spirit that compels us to constantly push the boundaries of what is possible. That, combined with our natural ingenuity and refusal to accept limitations, has allowed us to accomplish wonders at an unprecedented pace." I shook my head in amazement. "The impossible made possible," I mused aloud. She smiled. "For a human, nothing is truly impossible. We will always seek to prove that maxim true." In that moment, gazing on their homeworld so small and yet with such great potential, I believed her. A new age had begun, and the beings from the little blue planet called Earth were poised to reinvent what it meant to touch the stars. Story 2. When Giants Tremble. The Starship Explorer drifted silently through the void, its crew of hardened veterans seeking signs of life among distant worlds. Captain Valor scanned the view screen as a new planet loomed ahead, its massive continents shrouded in mist. "Sensors detect an atmosphere but no transmitted signals," said the science officer. Valor nodded, curiosity piqued by this mysterious world. As they entered orbit, vast mountain ranges emerged from the clouds, towering over immense forests that spanned for kilometers. Yet, something seemed off. The scale of everything was too large, as if made for giants. "Take us down, pilot. Carefully now." The ship descended into the mist, and what they saw took their breath away. Dotting the forest floor were titanic structures the size of cities, partially obscured by tangled vines and trees grown to monstrous heights. "Those ruins date back farther than any recorded civilization," murmured the historian. "They landed in a vast clearing and emerged to discover the very grass came up to their knees. In the distance, something immense stirred beneath the trees." "Captain, sensors have located an energy signature, something alive." They hurried towards the signal and beheld a massive serpentine creature coiled among the tree trunks, its hide pockmarked with scars. It was nearly 100 meters long. As they watched, It opened sky-blue eyes the size of shuttlecraft and fixed them with an alien intelligence. "It sees us," said Valor calmly. "Now let us show it that even giants should treat smaller beings with respect." He strode forward, spreading his hands to show he held no weapon. The creature craned its neck to peer at the tiny figure approaching fearlessly. A low rumble shook the grass, and words formed in their minds. "Puny come? Have equal sign things. Why equal sign, you equal sign?" "We come in peace," replied Valor strongly. "We mean no threat to your domain. We seek only knowledge and understanding between all peoples, great and small." The massive entity considered this. Few ago, an equal sign, any equal sign, are equal sign as equal sign before. But equal sign came equal sign can equal sign carefully. Cities equal sign courageous equals equal sign. Even equal sign explore, but fell equal sign foolish? Giants equal sign guard equal sign into equal sign is equal sign. It's equal sign land equal sign. Little equal sign long equal sign. Make equal sign may equal sign mistakes. Myth now equal sign now. Old equal sign ones or equal sign ours. Rulers equal sign sank equal sign. Secrets equal sign see. Shall equal sign the equal sign their equal sign tread equal sign tree equal sign unlike equal sign us equal sign we equal sign well. Who equal sign you equal sign you ooh. With a hint of amusement in its thoughts, the great guardian slid soundlessly back into the misty forest. The explorer's crew stood in awe of what they had witnessed, that even among seemingly invincible giants, an open mind and fearless heart could find understanding. They had much to learn in this land of wonders, and their mission of discovery was only beginning. Story 3. The Triumph of Tenacity. The stargates flashed brightly as the fleet dropped out of FTL near Seoul. Admiral Silex surveyed the system through his advanced sensors, taking stock of the damage. "Sensor readings?" he asked his science officer. "All orbital defenses have been destroyed, Admiral. Their battle fleet is scattered debris. Earth's atmosphere registers heavy particulate from widespread fires." Zilek inspected the scans more closely. "Pick up any life signs from the surface?" There was a pause as the science officer analyzed the data. "Barely, but they are there. Small clusters of bio readings persist below the smoke despite our bombardment." The Admiral nodded thoughtfully. "They have not given up even now." The communication officer spoke up. "Admiral, we are receiving an audio transmission from the surface. Audio only." "Patch it through," ordered Stylek. A gravelly, aged voice emerged through the comm system. "This is Chancellor Dennison of the United Earth Federation. With whom do I have the honor of addressing?" Zilek identified himself and his rank. "Chancellor, your world lies in ruins after our attack. Further resistance would be futile. Surrender and we will offer aid to any survivors." To the Admiral's surprise, the human replied with a raspy chuckle. "Futile, you say? My people have faced down empires and endured every disaster our planet could throw at us. Our spirit is indomitable. We will rebuild from the ashes, as we always have, with courage and resilience you outsiders cannot imagine." Intrigued, Zilek politely but persistently questioned the human further. Through their discussion, snippets of history emerged. Tales of plagues overcome, wars ended through unity rather than division, civilization rising phoenix-like from catastrophic natural disasters time and again. The Admiral was stunned by the depths of fortitude, innovation, and raw defiance the human race could draw upon even in its darkest hours. As relief operations began across the broken planet, scanning the ruins revealed humans cooperating in underground bunkers, pooling whatever resources remained across the shattered continents. Slowly but surely, signs of rebuilding emerged. Exilek realized humanity's greatest strength lay not in fleets or fortresses, but in their unconquerable spirit. Even surrounded by total ruin, the humans had triumphed through their immortal courage and defiance of fate. A new respect was born for Terra and its inhabitants' profound and eternal capacity for hope, resilience, and tenacity in the face of any challenge. On that day, the Admiral learned humanity's true power resided not in force of arms, but in the indomitable will of the human heart. Their unconquerable spirit would ensure they endured where no other race could.